Okay, welcome. If you've been watching my TikToks, you will see that this is how I woke up this morning from heatless curls. So, I'm not happy with that, so we're gonna wash my hair. First thing I'll do is like brush my hair and my scalp. Next, I'm getting this oil. It's the Blue Nectar Hair Repair Replenishing Oil. I've just added my own squeezy to it. But into the story times. So I'm going to do story times of times I've met fans. I don't know if you would call them, I wouldn't call them fans. I don't know what to call them though. People who watch my videos. Because I actually feel so mean about this. Like, it's literally like eating away at me. So I was at, I think it was Reading Festival. Yeah, it was Reading Festival. And it was 2022, so it was only last year. And when people come up to me, I don't, because people come up to me the most at festivals, like that is the time. I guess like that's just the majority of my audience, like they're the type of people to go to festivals, I don't know. Anyway, I get my little brush on. So this boy came up to me, and normally I'm like, they're like, can you take a picture? Can we do whatever? And I'm just like, yeah, and I'll do it. Like, I love when people come up to me, especially girls. Like, I love when girls come up to me. It's so cute. Anyway, I was in a really bad mood. I don't know why. I think I was just tired. Like, once I get in a bad mood, you can't get me out of it very well. So he came up to me and he was like, are you Maya Wool? And I was like, no. And he was like, are you sure? Like, you look really like her. Like Maya Wool on TikTok. And I was like, no. And he was like, he kept asking, he was like, oh, I think he asked like 3 or 4 times. He was like, no, are you sure? Like Maya Wool, whatever. I was like, no. And he was like, oh, okay, sorry, you look really like her. And just walked away, and I was like, oh my god, I literally felt so bad. That is like the worst. Like, I don't know why I did that. I just really wasn't in the mood to talk to anyone. Like, I couldn't pretend to be in a good mood. It was that type of bad mood. Like, normally I'm pretty good at pretending. I could just put on a fake smile and get on with it, but I couldn't that time. And I felt so bad. The guilt is eating away at me. So if you're watching this, I don't know, I don't know what, he just looked like a normal boy. Not in an offensive way, but like, I can't think of it. Maybe he's quite tall, I don't know. I feel really bad. It's basically the moral of that story. Because when I have girls come up to me, it's always really nice. It's like, oh, I don't know, it's just really nice. I love when girls come up to me. When boys come up to me, it can go one of 2 ways. It can go really creepy, like, oh, I want to marry you. Like, I remember there was some boy that was like, at Reading as well. I think it was Reading, might have been Bournemouth. At Reading, I think. And he was like, oh, like, you know, I'm going to marry you one day. And I was like standing with my boyfriend, I think. I was like, I don't think so. Like, I don't really know what to say in those situations. And then, or they could be like really nice. And I've got so many pictures of people at Reading. Like, I love when you post it to your stories and I'll like repost it. And they can just be like really excited and really happy. I'm like, oh, that's just really cute. So be nice, don't be creepy. I'm just gonna go in with my fingers now. But oh my gosh, there was this other time. This is actually really funny. Well, I find it funny anyway. I was with my work, oh my gosh, look at my scalp. What the hell? I was with my work, like people I work with basically. So they were probably like 25, 30, some a bit younger, some a bit older. But we went out for lunch with a client, right? So, because I do digital marketing, I'm not going to tell you where, but it was in London somewhere. And this boy, who I kind of got, and like I have an instinct now, I can kind of know when people recognise me. So I kind of thought like, oh, well, maybe he recognised me, because he was like 18, like he looked about my age, like 18, 19. And he was serving us, and he kept just kind of like looking at me, and I was like, I don't know, he might just like think I'm pretty, I don't know. So I kind of ignored it until the end of the meal, basically. And because we go out with a client and the client stays and they pay, and me and my team, we left. So where did I get to? We got to the end of the meal, we left, yeah. So the lady who we had dinner with, she's like 30, I love her. She was paying, and the boy was like the waiter who served us, he was like, was that Maya Wool? And she was like, yeah, basically, because they kind of know that I do influencing on the side. Like, my colleagues know that. And she was like, yeah. And he was basically, she described him as being starstruck. I don't really believe that, but who knows, you know? And then he said, are you her mum? And she was like, what? She was like, I'm 30. And he was like, yeah. Bear in mind, I'm 19. She's 30. She would have had me when she was like 10. So she was like a bit offended by this point. I don't know if he's watching this. Hopefully he is, because that would be really funny. But yeah, so then she she said to him like, no, I'm not her mum. I don't know why he would think that, because there was a whole group of us, like, of different ages. So why? I mean, yeah, anyway, he was like, yeah, apparently we look quite similar. So now her whole office and my whole office know that she is my mum. So thank you for that, waiter. Now onto the tinting. I use the Miley Lash and Brow Tint and the Miley Lash and Brow Tint Activator. I have this little pot. I actually use this bit to mix it in, because it's like tiny and perfect. But basically, moral of the story is, the thing is, if he had said hi to me, I wouldn't have minded. But actually, I don't know, because I'm with all my colleagues. Like, they would just be like, they would think it was so funny. Because obviously, like, I didn't really tell them straight away. I think someone in my office actually said, on my first day, like, oh, I actually know her, or like have heard of her. Anyway, I've got this, it's like a little like not nice thing. I'm just gonna put like a few drops of the activator. I never measure this because who cares? Hopefully it's right. I mix it together with a little brush until it looks like one thing again instead of two different liquids, you know? Okay, I just kind of went ahead and started applying it to my eyebrow basically. Leave out the front, I just do the like edge. And I'll do that on the other side as well. And then I've just done the other eyebrow, and now I'm going to do the front, and I'm just going to do it a little bit, and I'm only going to leave the front on for like 4 minutes, and then leave the rest for like another 10 minutes, because the front is really, you don't want that to be boxy. Okay, yeah, I'm going to leave that on for like 4 minutes now. Don't get that anywhere, because I have stained my white like dressing table so bad from getting that on it, so don't do that. I've also got a few questions about my lashes before. If I were to do my lashes, I would literally take my brush, put it in the thing, and then just like kind of put it on like mascara, which you're not supposed to do, so don't blame me if that gets in your eyes. But you're supposed to do it with your eyes closed, which obviously, you know, kind of makes sense, but I don't have the time or patience. So I just put it on both my eyes like mascara. Make sure it's like really clumps, like I clump it on there. And then I'll leave it for like 15 minutes. I can see, like you can see, it's just not, like you can't see as clearly, obviously. Okay, once a few minutes has passed, I'm literally licking that and just wiping off the front, because you do not want the front to be on there for more than a couple or a few minutes. Otherwise, you'll literally have just like eyebrows that look like a box. Okay, I've wiped off the front. I'm going to leave the rest for like another few minutes. But I just thought of another story time, and this one's actually really scary. And this is what I really hate. This has only happened to me a few times. Like, I can't think of any others, but I know it has. But I went to a club in, I'm not going to say where because I don't want to be stalked there. But I went to a club near me, basically. And when I came out, no, not even when I came out. When I came out, it was fine. I was with my friend. And we went to like a shop nearby, like a chicken shop, I think it was. I can't remember what I got. Like, I don't think I got anything. It was like a kebab shop, I don't know. But when we came out of that, these obviously very drunk men, like men as well, not boys, men, very drunk, like very loud and rude. And they started shouting at us, and they were like, oh, which one of you does TikTok? One of you does TikTok, who is it? And they said to my friend, do you do TikTok? Because I literally kept my head down. I was like, no way. So I had my head down, and my friend was like, no, sorry, we just like sped walk away, like sped. Because bear in mind, this friend of mine, so I'm just gonna say Charlotte, love Charlotte. She always like protects me. Like when we're at Reading and there's like, this is so funny. When we're at Reading and there's too many people asking like for my picture, because this was so weird. There's like a mob of people just came up with like, and she was like, no, we're going to the concert now. We're not taking pictures. Like I was obviously be happy to take a picture, but we were literally trying to get somewhere that we were running. And she was like, no more. So I always know Charlotte will keep me safe. But yeah, we sped walk away. And then they were still shouting at us, still shouting. And then they went, I think they went Maya Will or something, like, we know it's you. I don't know, it was really scary. They were shouting at us, we literally ran. Like, we ran away. Okay, it's time for me to get this off my eyebrows now, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Here are the results. Lovely. I need to go actually get ready for my day now. I'm going to garden centre, I think. Get some plants. But thank you everyone for listening, for watching. I hope this has been entertaining. Bye.